Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be previewing the third of the three February Friday meetings here in Darwin, and this one, of course, will be contested on the 19th of February. An impressive six-race card awaits us on this twilight afternoon of racing, with the first race time to go at 3:17 p.m. and the last set down for 6:11. That's probably as late as we've raced here for some time. We again have 8 riders available this week, and with 2 8-horse fields, 2 7s, a 6 and a 5-horse lineup, it promises to be a competitive afternoon of racing. The 0 to 58 1200 was divided at acceptance time to give us our 6th race. It was the Gary Clark show a week ago with the leading trainer here training the card of 5 races, but he doesn't appear to have the same firepower this week, so my feeling is that the winners should be spread around a little bit more evenly. The opener is the Silks Darwin Handicap. It's a 0 to 76 and it's over the 1600 metres, and it's our smallest field of the day with 5 horses due to face the starter. In the first, my numbers are 2, 1 and 4. Even though it's a 5-horse field, I didn't find it easy, but I settled on number 2, A Weapon. I think he's the seasoned horse here. Paul Shire's aboard for Gary LaFoe Jr. His last couple of runs have been really good thirds behind Autocratic, and we know how good he's been going. And as I mentioned, he's seasoned this horse. He's had 4 or 5 runs now back this campaign, and the step up to the 1600 metres, even though he hasn't won over this trip, I think he's the horse to beat. He's had 6 starts at the Journey for 2 thirds, and I've got him on top. To beat number 1, Salty, he resumed here a week ago, so he's backing up just after the short break. Tessa Townsend, an interesting riding engagement. She's a young lass from Toowoomba, claims the 3 kilograms, and of course this horse trained by Phil Cole. He's a class act. He's stepping up from the 1100 metres to the mile. That's my only question mark, and he has yet to win at the distance, but he's too good to leave out, putting him in for second. And in for third, number 4, Captain Apollo. He has won at the trip, 5 starts for a win, a second and a third. And Jared Todd for Gary Clark, that combination needs no introduction. In the first, 2, 1 and 4. The second, the St Pat's Day on the 13th of March, maiden, not long now to the big St Paddy's Day, always a great day here on the local calendar. My numbers here are 1, 7 and 3. Going here with the exposed form for number 1, Crazy Suspect, and Jared Todd for Cherie Lawler. He's a consistent type. He's run 4th at his last 4 starts, would you believe? His last run was here on the 5th of February behind God's Penny, and I think he'll be rewarded for consistency. 1 on top for me. Ahead of number 7, Ali Verse, trained by Pat Johnson, and another visiting rider, the Queensland-based Adam Spinks, makes his his debut in Darwin. He's got 3 rides on the day and a couple of decent ones too, has young Adam, so we wish him all the best. Ali Versus had just the 2 runs here on the track for 5th placings. Fresh up, and Pat pretty confident in the horse's chances, got it in to run second. And in for third, another newcomer, or a newcomer to Darwin, number 3, And a Man, Wayne Davis and Phil Cole. He's got not bad Victorian country and provincial form, hasn't raced since the 3rd of October. I haven't seen him trial this horse, so I'm going a little bit blind here, but we'll put him in to run third. 1, 7 and 3, the numbers, race 2. The third's the Bet365 Handicap. This is the first division of the 0 to 58 1200. And my numbers here are 2, 3 and 1. Going here with the Inform Extolment, looking to bag a hat-trick of wins. Adam Nichols aboard for Emma Steele. Adam rode last time, and this horse won really well. Previous start, Wayne Davis took them out. He's in same grade, he's over the same distance, he's racing well, and he must be the horse to beat. 2 on top for me. To beat number 3, Captain Hedwick. Jared Todd for Gary Clark. He's knocking on the door. I think stepping up in trip will help this horse. 1100 last time when he finished second. He was second the previous start as well. The 1200 I reckon will suit, and I've got him in to be very hard to beat. Got him in for second, and in for third, number 1, the Mont. Vanessa Arnott for Tayan Holter. He wasn't bad first up, I didn't think, finishing 4th to Toorak Road, and with even improvement he should be in the finish. Numbers in the third, 2, 3 and 1. The 4th's the Philly Fridays Handicap. This is our feature event on the day. It's the average benchmark. It's actually an average benchmark 78. So that's a pretty high grade benchmark here for this race, and a very good field assembled. I've settled on the numbers of 3, 5 and 2 in the feature. He made a big impression when winning at his first start here. Sebricate, number 3, trained by David Bates, and Paul Shires stays on. He was aboard when the horse won impressively here in good time on the 26th of January. Interestingly, he's a kilo better off with the horse he beat on that occasion, Eastwood, so it's going to be hard for Eastwood to turn the tables on him. So Sebricate for me on top. In for second, number 5, Divine Red. Gary Clark trains, Jared Todd rides. Put 2 together recently in a good third last time out behind the captain. No sign of the captain in this, so he must be hard to beat here, Divine Red. And you have to have Eastwood in the mix, number 2. He's a really good customer. He's run second at his 3 starts back this campaign for Tayan Halter. Vanessa Arnott goes on this week. Alice Lindsay's been doing the riding of late. And as I mentioned, he's not well off at the weights, but too good to leave out. 3, 5 and 2, the numbers. The 5th, it's the Vale Terry Ross Handicap. And we remember a good mate of ours from the Catherine Turf Club in Duxie Ross passed away just recently, and our condolences and thoughts are with his family at this time. My numbers in the 5th, this of course is 0 to 58 over 1200, the 2nd division. 1, 4 and 5, my best bet of the day here, incidentally, number 1, El Sicario, to be ridden by Adam Spinks and Pat Johnson trains. Raced really well during the last campaign. His last start was in 0 to 70 company, and he finished 5th behind Autocratic nonetheless, beaten 6.5 lengths. He's had a bit of a freshen up. He's back in grade. The 1200 metres suits him, and I think he'll be winning this. Number 1 on top for me. Ahead of 4, and that is Air Blazer. I think this horse is open to improvement. Tayan Halter trains, Paul Shires aboard. 3rd last time out behind God's Penny. He won on Cup Day, this horse, last year. So he's got the ability, and I think with that first up run under the belt can improve. And in for 3rd, number 5, Familiar, racing really consistently for Phil Cole and Wayne Davis aboard. Should be thereabouts. 1, 4, 5 in the 5th. And the last at 6:11. Let's hope the weather treats as well and we're not in the dark. This is the Chinese New Year Handicap. It's over the 1,000 metres for the 0 to 64 gallopers. Found this a good race to complete the card. 7 runners here, and I settled on 6, 2 and 3. She's racing well, a little Mia Fashionetti, number 6, and Emma Steele has been having a good run lately, and she could be in for another good day. Of course, she trains Extolment and puts the polish on this one, Fashionetti. Jared Todd aboard. Adam Nichols has ridden the last couple of starts. She's had 2 wins and a 4th from the 3 runs here in Darwin. And even though she's up in grade from a benchmark 54 to the 0 to 64, I think she's racing well enough to back up from that last win. Drawn outside gate here, barrier 7, but I don't think that worries her. She's got any amount of speed, and she'll give you a good sight for a long way. 6 on top to beat number 2, Don't Wait. Tayan Halter and Vanessa Arnott the combo here. Better run last time out, just beaten by Escondido. Led on that occasion, run down close to the line. We know Escondido's a very, very capable galloper. Watch for him as we get into 2021. So I've got Don't Wait in to run 2nd. And then for 3rd, Hustlin' Humph. David Bates trains, Paul Shires aboard. 1, 2 starts back. Disappointing last time out behind Patriot David. He can do that, tends to mix his form a little bit, but I think with that those couple of runs now under his belt, in fact he's had the 3 runs back, that he can return to something like his best form. 6, 2 and 3 in the last. Best bet of the day comes up in race 5, number 1, El Sicario, as I mentioned. I think the drop back in grade. He's got the good rider on from Queensland. He's actually ridden 99 career winners, has Adam Spink, so it would be nice if he can get that 100 up here on Friday in Darwin. While the best roughie comes up in the last, number 1, Another Bit. Has been really disappointing lately, this horse, but it's a Gary Clark trained runner. Don't be surprised to see it show vast improvement on Friday, race 6, number 1. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk. We'll be back in a fortnight's time in advance of our next race meeting here. It's a Friday again. It's the 5th of March. And until then, good luck and good punting.